Well, hello, it's Mike Jack with Minria and Real Estate Promo with another Flippin' Friday video. And today I want to talk about paying contractors or anybody in the service industry, paying them before they perform a service or work. And it's lately there's a certain class of people that we've been running into that have been requiring money up front. And I don't do that, and I'll explain why here in just a second here. But majority of the contractors, they don't ask for money up front. Right. So an example, like a $50,000 or $60,000, we call it $6,000 rehab. On a big, large project like that, even that, the general contractors are not asking for money up front, but we do set up draws. So when they get a third of the work done, they get a third of the money. And so, example, if it's a $6,000 rehab, maybe they're in about 3-4 weeks, they got about a third of the project done. We'll give them, once everything's been verified that they got a third of the project done, we'll give them $20,000 or a third of the $60,000 project. And that's perfectly reasonable because, one, they've done the work, so now they're getting paid for what they've done. Two, a lot of the general contractors and the subcontractors that are working for the generals, they're ordering materials from like building supply companies, so they might have a line of credit with them, so they're going to get their float, but they got to make that payment 30 days out, or they're using their credit cards and they got to make their credit card payment. So it's very reasonable for us to pay them a third, and then the third at the very end, or 25%, 25, 25, 25. So different draws. You can work it out with your contractor, however you're going to work that out, whatever seems fair. There are some circumstances where we do have to pay them maybe 30% up front, and that's going to be in the situations where they have to buy large equipment or large supply for that project. An example might be a furnace, right? You might have to pay a furnace contractor that, but most of the furnace contractors that we use don't even charge us until the project's done. Plumbers, if you're going to replumb a whole house and they got to buy $2,000 worth of material, they might ask for the material, and they might buy the materials. And in that case, if I was going to do that, what I would probably do is work something out with the contractor, because I'm not going to give them $2,000 to go buy material. They might have them go order the material, and then we'll purchase it for them, or we'll see the invoice from the dealer or from the supplier, and here's the order supply. Okay, now we'll give them that amount so that they can go buy it. But what I don't want to do is pay somebody up front. And the issue we run into is this certain class of people, and that's the sheetrock finishers lately, are all asking for money up front. And the worst part of it is the ones that we're working on a particular project right now, where we're GCing the project ourselves. The sheetrock finishers don't even have to buy any material. They don't have to buy any tape. They don't have to buy the mud. We've got all that already because we had somebody else that was going to do that, and then we fired them halfway through the project because they were not doing things at a professional level that we required. Right? We got somebody else to finish it, but that person that finished it he finished hanging the sheetrock, but he's not a finisher. He's just a hanger. So we had to hire someone just to do the finishing. Perfectly normal, actually, in this business, where a lot of people are really good at the hanging and other people are good at the finishing. All right, so we've been getting bids from finishers, and I'm going to say 75% of the finishers that we've talked to that have given us reasonable prices, that all things being equal and even, we would probably hire you. All right, with one exception. They're all saying, I need 40 or even 50% up front to start the project. I'm like, no, you don't even have to buy any material. What do you need the money for? And when you ask them that, I've noticed, and I'll take my glasses off so you can see my eyes, and this is a telltale sign that at least it's worked for me over the years. And when you ask them something like that and challenge them, if they don't look you in the eyes and say, the reason is blah, and they explain to you what the reason is. If they're not looking you in the eyes, but instead they look down at the ground while they're saying, well, because I need to protect myself. No, what they're saying is, I don't have the guts to look you in the eye and lie to you. That's what they're saying. They're usually not reputable, and they're going to be like scam artists. And that was my first thought on the first like 2 or 3 of them that did this, but we've had so many of them, because I think we went through about like 10 people before we finally found 3 of them that said, oh yeah, no problem, I'll take, pay me when I'm finished. right? And because that's the way they're used to working anyways. But the first several ones, I'm like, how can this be happening? So one thought is, maybe the sheetrock finishing guys have been taken advantage of so many times recently, and they haven't been getting paid, and that might have something to do with the fact that it is finishing work. But if they're not confident in their own work and their own ability, do we really want to hire them anyways? So if they're going to come in and give us a bid that seems reasonable, and okay, now that I'm really thinking this through, which is probably I should have thought this through before I even started this video, but we're this far into it anyways, I'll just complete my thought process, is maybe they know how to do the sheetrock finishing, and to get the prices down at numbers that we want, they know that they're going to do a shoddy job, and so they want to make sure that they get paid for their shoddy work before they take the project. But the guys who are going to do professional, good quality work, that they know that we're going to be okay with their work. We're not going to get mad because it's not finished to that level. Because sheetrock finishing that's that final touch before the paint goes on. Because once the paint goes on, that's where all the screw ups and the little air bubble, pinholes and lines and creases and grooves that may not be so noticeable with just the sheetrock once it's been, or the mud once it's been sanded, but before the paint goes on. Once the paint goes on, all that stuff comes out, right? And that's probably where a lot of people say, you know what, I'm not paying you because you did a horseshit job. That might be part of what's been going on there with the sheetrock finishers, but that also tells me if they're not going to do the quality of work that I want, I also don't want them. So it's a good pre-qualifier that if they won't do the job without money up front, I'm not going to hire them. Now, with that said, there are going to be times that you do need to pay them up front, and it's going to be a case-by-case basis. But if they're going to be doing labor and they not have to supply any of the materials, then they don't have to. I would not hire them. In fact, the guy that we did hire, he said he said the bid that he gave us was right in line with what everyone else was giving. He says, I'll supply the materials, and he even said, and let's just do a quick contract so that I don't have to charge you up front, and we'll just do the charge at the end. So with that, I hope this helps you guys so you don't get taken advantage of by some other contractors or subcontractors, or at least gives you something to think about so you can have an intelligent conversation with the contractors before you go ahead and hire them, or for any other service for that matter, whether it's a real estate contractor or somebody else that's going to do some type of work for you as well. So with that, thank you guys. Have a great weekend. See you back here next week with another Flip It Friday. And if you do like these videos, please hit the like button and share this video, and subscribe to the channel so that you get notified whenever we provide any more new videos. Thank you.